Hello everyone, I'm Rebecca and welcome back to my Pixel Quest where we're continuing with our totally blind playthrough of Ace Attorney Investigations. It's actually weird to come into an episode like this with silence, but that's where we sort of left the previous episode off. So let's see if we get a little bit more background music as we go. So we've just done uncovered a flaw in Portsman's desperate villainous logic here. Logic deserving of Olympic gold. I appreciate the praise, but it doesn't change the fact that your reasoning is flawed. Hey, that's just what I said. Meh, you win some and you lose some. That's how life goes. That's a hilarious response, and he's a prosecutor and all. Glad everyone's so cheery, even though I feel more dead than alive. But you know, it really is a shame. I really didn't want to have to bring this up. However... What is it this time? Are you still after me, pal? Humor me for a second. Who has the key to this office? That would be me. But Mr. Edgeworth just proved that I'm innocent, pal. Oh, pretty cool. That's absolutely right, and I acknowledge your innocence. Why is he wearing that coat? What is with this? What is this stance? So this is also one of the things that I absolutely love in these games, of course, and I think everyone loves in these games is not only like the great character designs and the great kind of character, design and writing and all of that, but it's the the fantastic sort of animations and poses and everything. It's always like something that you really look forward to is seeing a new sort of side to a character as you kind of progress. That's absolutely right, and I acknowledge your innocence. Then why do I sense that you still have something to say? That's so weird. That's really weird. Well, I was thinking, did you know there is one other person with a key to this office? One other person. Hey, you there. Yes, sir. What is it, sir? Would you kindly fetch and escort that lovely young lady here for me? A lady. The girl is a member of this building's security. Think of her as a material witness. Security? Did you say security? No, stop it, pal. Don't. Oh. Is this the person that Gumshoe is kind of sweet on? I wonder if it's who I think it is. A character from a previous game, perhaps. What's wrong with him all of a sudden? Looks like it. I believe she needs no introduction. Oh, that's great, because it could, for anyone who's played the previous games, which probably most people playing this have, this line has a good double meaning. I have called upon Miss Maggie Bird, a member of security. Yeah. Oh, amazing. She looks really cool. Actually, she looks a little taller than I remember her. Yeah, and obviously she's got the police department, the police officer's mascot there. I've forgotten its name, and to be honest, even if I remembered, I would be remembering its name in Japanese and not the English version. But yeah, it'll come up. But what's with the feathers? And they're very conspicuous. So I have to say, I feel like these feathers are gonna be a part of the investigation here. She also looks guilty, not guilty. She's not the villain, because our guy Portsman here is definitely the villain. But I'd say this is, my thinking immediately is there's a very good chance that she might be the second person involved in the case here. So I think our villain came in, probably, committed the murder, And then, you know, we saw sort of another scene where Edgeworth arrives in the office and a mysterious person is there and shoots the framed suit, the framed jacket there. I think this could be her, and I'm gonna say immediately what I reckon is that we're gonna find the fourth of these extremely weird and conspicuous red feathers from what is this jacket with 4 red feathers on it? But I think we're gonna find the fourth one. We're gonna find, like, it's probably meant to be 2 on each side, and we're gonna find the fourth one somewhere, but maybe not for a while. Detective Gumshoe, sir. Are you guys dating already? Maggie. They just have an adorable kind of mutual but unmanifested, you know, romance. Ms. Bird is the security guard on watch tonight. I see. And your point is? My point is that she could very well have used it. And by it, I mean the master key, which can open all the office doors in this building. What? If you are not the guilty party, Detective Gumshoe, then the only other person with access to this room is Ms. Bird. How dare you? I would never sneak into someone's room. What's she holding there? Did we see that in the last view of her? She was sort of like nervously kind of clutching her own waist, I think. But what? I mean, obviously in this game, anything like that is going to be important. You know, like these little differences in their poses. You go, haha. we might not be able to talk about it or discover it right now, but it's going to come up. I haven't even finished like looking around the room yet. There's so much going on. That's right, I refuse to believe that Maggie's the culprit, pal. And we know she's not. It was me. That's right, I did it. Calm down, Gumshoe, calm down. Do you not have... You've been a part of so many of our previous cases. Do you not have faith in our abilities to make it through these challenging, complex, weird, you know, turnabout cases? Come on. Can we take that as a confession, Detective? Well, it wasn't really me. But it definitely wasn't Maggie, pal. So yeah, it was me. If it was, you'd have no problems with that, right? Please refrain from flying off the handle, Detective. There's no need for such theatrics. Exactly, thank you, Edgeworth. Listen to your boss, Detective. He understands what I'm saying here. I even wonder, because I've been trained on so many previous games, you know, there's every chance, of course, that I'm going overboard, but like, I've been trained to think about whether there's any significance to anything, you know, whether any particular animation or pose is revealing something that's going to be some kind of evidence or some kind of point that's going to be consequential. So even when this guy kind of constantly moves his jacket, you know, like, am I meant to be noticing that the lining is white? Am I meant to be, I don't know, you know, I'm thinking about all of these kinds of things. Listen to your boss, Detective. He understands what I'm saying here. We're getting a good look at that lining. That girl is the only one who could have committed the crime. And for one simple reason. I'm actually wondering, can I... Sorry to break the drama here. Can I speed up? Oh, no, hang on. I don't want autoplay. No. Automatically progress. No, that's not what I want. How can I gameplay? I just want to speed up the text a little bit because it's a little bit too slow for my reading. Wait time. Are there more options? No. I don't want text skip. I actually don't know what wait time is. I don't normally mess with the... Can I not speed the text up? Oh, well. Whatever. We'll deal. That girl is the only one who could have committed the crime, and for one simple reason. For one simple reason that has something interesting to do with the inside of my jacket. Maybe we're noticing that something isn't there in the inside of his jacket, like pockets. I'm thinking it could even be that. Like at one point he'll claim that he was able to put something in a hidden pocket of his jacket or something, and maybe we're going to go, aha, there's no such thing. Maybe there'll be another jacket at some point that does have something on the inside of it. Yeah. Oh, it could be so many things, so many wacky things, but let's just observe for the time being. Reason for suspicion. It's pretty obvious that Ms. Bird snuck into your room using the master key. I mean, if Detective Gumshoe isn't the one who opened the door, then that leaves only Ms. Bird as our prime suspect. On top of which, she knows our good detective, doesn't she? Making it all the more probable that she was the one who faked the dying message. Is he sort of doing like a pastor preaching kind of thing here? So you're saying she used the master key. Master key. This can open every office door. Its use is controlled by security staff. Because we're in the first case, here's the thing. I'm also anticipating that a lot of things in this first case may be introduced in even later cases or in other ways. So like a master key that can open multiple doors in this building seems it immediately occurs to me that this is exactly the kind of item that might come back from multiple uses. Incredibly incriminating evidence, wouldn't you say? That's what you claimed about the evidence earlier as well. That was then, this is now. The flow of a good match always changes during a rally. It's all about your reflexes and reaction time, especially for an athlete like me. I wonder if there was anyone else other than Miss Bird who could have used the master key. It seems that the only way to get Mr. Portsman to give me more details is to press him. Then that's what we shall do, Edgeworth. It can't be that hard to, to even consider the possibility that somebody could have stolen and made a copy of a key though, right? Like, it's just a key. It's pretty obvious that Ms. Bird snuck into your room using the master key. Let's just enjoy the game. Let's press.
Hold it!
Are you sure Ms. Bird is the only member of security who could have used the master key? There's only one person on staff at this time of night, and tonight she's it. Isn't that right, Ms. Bird? That's true, but I wasn't able to use the master key at the time of the crime, sir. Wasn't able to? What's that supposed to mean? Hang on. Does she now have two feathers on the other side? Hang on, let's have another look. Yes, moving on. I'd hate to get sidetracked by something unrelated. What do you mean unrelated? I want to hear what she has to say, pal. But you can't really trust her not to tell lies. Plus, I hate wasting time. It's interesting that we're doing this original courtroom dynamic here with, like pressing and finding flaws and all of that sort of stuff. But we're doing it outside of a courtroom and without a judge. So ordinarily this game obviously, builds in whatever flexibility it wants narratively at the best of times, and crazy things go on in that courtroom, we all know. But in theory, there's no actual real courtroom protocol to adhere to, aside from whatever this guy, as a fellow prosecutor, chooses to sort of give us grief about, So, yeah. Like, we're not going to have anybody, I think, telling us, hey, now is that, you can only follow the line of questioning with the witness or anything. Like surely we're just guys talking. So, surely we can take this in any direction that we want, really. Should I hear Miss Bird out? Yes, ask for more details. Not so fast. I too am interested in hearing what Miss Bird has to say. Didn't I just say it'd be a waste of time? We don't need to hear her lies. I'll be the judge of that, Miss Bird, if you please. Oh, I wanted to see if she had the two feathers on the other side. Oh well. Because it just seems like it would be under her armpit if it was there. But it did look like they were there. I discovered that the master key was missing at around 1 a.m, sir. What do you mean by missing? She could also be lying, just to cover... As in, it wasn't anywhere in the security booth, sir. The killer must have stolen it. Even here, I'm just looking at the details in the images. And of course, these images themselves could be, could be just depicting a lie that someone is telling, that a witness is telling. But nevertheless, I'm just taking note of uniform and clothing details and things like that. Mr. Portsman, I believe this to be an important piece of testimony, don't you? I can't believe that someone like you would be taken in by such words. I'm not lying, sir. Objection! If that's the case, then I'd like to know why you have the master key now. I don't quite know. She does. She has 2 feathers on this side now. So is it just that they've drawn 1 feather missing, like kind of going around the side of her body? Which is a bit weird, because I'm just saying that from this angle we should be able to see both, but okay. I don't quite know. It just reappeared all of a sudden, sir. Ha, a likely story. And where is your proof that the key was stolen to begin with? I bet you just forgot where you put it and then found it again. I never lose things. I can practically guarantee that. Can you? With me, if something disappears, it's usually because someone stole it. How can you guarantee that? How can you prove that? Yeah, pal, trust me. You don't want to test just how bad her luck is. Unfortunately, I can't deem this piece of testimony as conclusive. Glad you agree, Mr. Edgeworth. But you still haven't established Maggie's motive for breaking into Mr. Edgeworth's office. Her motive? Didn't we already establish that it was theft? I mean, the culprit clearly went through the bookshelves and at least tried the safe. It is as Mr. Portsman says, Detective. I can't ignore the fact that all the evidence points towards a motive of theft. But I'm done taking blows. It's time to counterattack with a few facts of my own. Hehehe. There's the prosecutor. Her intent, because at the moment it does feel like we are doing a very Phoenix Wright kind of role. Her intent, from the messed up shelves to the wiped down safe, I'd say thievery. Sure, express. I concur that the culprit's motive appears to have been thievery. However, glad to hear that the great Miles Edgeworth is in agreement with little old me. However, with regard to the investigation of the bookshelves and safe... Hey, good thinking, asking for my opinion on the matter. Would it be too much for you to allow me to complete a full sentence? Yeah, I agree. I mean, if Detective Gumshoe isn't the one who opened the door, then that leaves only Miss Bird as our prime suspect. I guess I have a decision to make. Like, am I gonna... I don't think I'm gonna, give myself firm rules about pressing every single statement. I think I'm just gonna go by intuition. But maybe since we're in the beginning stages, let's do it. I don't think this is important, but let's just see what dialogue we get. It's fun to kind of try and experience everything. I thought we had established Detective Gumshoe's innocence pretty thoroughly. It was just a theory, one hypothesis among the many possibilities. I mean, I had my doubts about Miss Bird from the very beginning. If that's the case, then why didn't you mention her first? Now, don't make that face. See? There goes the truth, running the other way. Let's pick up the pace and see if we can't catch up to it. I don't think you're catching my drift. But we are in agreement that the detective isn't the killer, right? If so, then I hope you'll understand when I say that since she is the only one who could have opened your office door, then that leaves only Miss Bird as our prime suspect. Hold it! Don't you think it's a bit early to be jumping to conclusions? Are you saying there's another way to open the door other than with the master key? Oh, I get it. Perhaps you had a spare made for someone else. I'll have you know, I have never made a spare. So what are you insinuating? Nothing. Guess I should have known better than to suggest that someone like you would. I'm just thinking about the jacket again. Yet another possibility is that it could be showing how white it is, because it is a conspicuously white jacket. Like it's either, like it has the look of being like a kind of something that someone in the medical profession or, pharmacy profession or something health profession might wear. It's very, it's weird. It's a weird white jacket. It doesn't look like a street, regular fashion jacket. But it's also conspicuously white. It could be to show that there are no markings like a splatter or something on the jacket, On top of which, she knows our good detective, doesn't she? Let's press. Let's see what comes out of this. I'm very interested to see what kind of dialogue comes out of this one. Is there anyone in this district who hasn't at least heard of Detective Gumshoe? Good point. He's practically a celebrity among us prosecutors. Really? I never knew I was so talked about, sir. We're holding our collective breath, for when you screw up so badly that you're literally chased off the force. Wait, what? Is that true, Mr. Edgeworth? Of course not. That's hogwash. Whew, don't scare me like that. I almost had a heart attack there. This poor guy. Making it all that more probable that she was the one who faked the dying message. This seems like the thing to present something with, but let's just see what happens with press for now. By a dying message, you mean the bloody letters that spell out Gumshoe? I figured that whoever wrote his name must have wanted to frame him. And just the act of choosing his name is proof enough that the two knew each other as well. Mr. Edgeworth, what are you waiting for? Hurry up and present some evidence. I would love to. The game really giving you a big push there. But first we should listen a bit more and digest what he is saying. And press him for more information. Oh, they're telling us to... But I've pressed... Haven't I pressed everything? It's pretty obvious that Miss Bird snuck into your room using the master key. Her intent from messed up shelves to the wipe-down safe, I'd say thievery. Maybe this is actually something that we can press on. Let's have a look. It's been a couple of days since I recorded the first episode, so I don't have everything immediately in my head. So I'm just reminding myself of some of the facts here. Prints were wiped. Issued to the victim and believed to be the murder weapon, only one shot fired. There's so many problems with this here. Bullet went clean through the victim's abdomen. Body was found around 2 a.m. Can open every office. It was stolen from security office. Well, allegedly, right? Allegedly it was stolen from the security office. One of the files that were written upon in blood was stolen by the culprit. This seems to have the same flaw as what we just went through. I'm just going to see what happens if we present this. I must object to your line of logic. And which part do you have an objection to? This already feels like... This feels like I'm getting the generic answer when you present the wrong evidence. It's... Yes, well, yeah. Stay cool, Mr. Edgeworth. You're no good when you're all flustered. I was just having a go. I didn't really think that was going to be it, but the detective's right for a change. How did it come to this? Calm down, Miles. Listen carefully and think everything through a bit more rationally. Sorry, Edgeworth. Sorry, I was just trying. If Detective Gumshoe was the one who opened the door, then that leaves only Miss Bird as our prime suspect. Well, is it a bit too obvious to just say that the key was stolen?
Objection!
Mr. Portsman, there is a large flaw in your logic. Oh, okay, yeah. Sometimes things are just so obvious, you think, surely this can't be it, but yeah. Really? I think it holds up rather well, actually. What do you think is wrong with it? Oh, okay. Nothing. Let's move on. Alright, I did mess up. This isn't like you would also concentrate. I was concentrating. Isn't somebody else could have had the key? That was careless of me. I can't afford to do that or the truth will slowly slip away. Remain calm, Rebecca. It's the only way. Then that leaves only Miss Bird as our prime suspect. That reminds me, what profiles do we have? Okay, Gumshoe knows her from when she was a police officer. Now she works as nighttime security. So maybe it'll be important to present. She's 23! Man, I'm always like amazed at how young people are in this game. 29, 32, 29. She's 23? He's 32? She's 23. I'm not saying anything. So it'll probably be important to acknowledge that she used to be a police officer at some point. Okay, but that's what we've got so far. Alright, just noting our options. On top of which she knows our good detective, doesn't she? Yeah? Making it all that more probable that she was the one who faked the dying message. Well, again, I suppose this seems like the obvious thing to present to me, but let's see.
Objection!
It would behoove you to take a good look at this. No. I see it, but I fail to see how it has anything to do with me. Oh wow, I've had 3 strikes. Okay. You're not at the top of your game today, are you, Mr. Genius Prosecutor? I am not. I'm sorry, Edgeworth. I'm failing you. I can't allow him to set the pace here. I must remain calm. Only by doing so can I find the fatal flaw in his reasoning. Have I actually pressed everything? Let me just double check.
Hold it!
Because they did really say, you know, like, you should be pressing. You sure, Mr. Bird? Yep. We have done this one. Isn't that right, Miss Bird? That's true, but I wasn't able to use a master key at the time of the crime, sir. Yeah, we followed this logic. So it was missing at about 1 AM.
Objection!
Where's your proof that the key was stolen to begin with? Am I getting new dialogue here? Because it's not letting me skip through this fast. What do you know, pal? Besides, Maggie doesn't have any reason to want to sneak into Mr. Edgeworth's office. You mean her motive? Didn't we already establish that it was the theft? Culbert clearly went through the bookshelves and at least tried the safe. It is as Mr. Portsman says, Detective. Well, you say that, but then your other message is telling me to press, so... Alright. We did this one, but I'm just gonna double check. Yep. We did this one. It was pretty inconsequential dialogue. Gumshoe is innocent. It feels like the point about opening the door might be what they're pointing to. Then that leaves only Ms. Bird as our prime suspect. Did I actually press this one? Don't you think it's a bit early to be... No, we did. You're saying there's another way to open? Oh, I get it. On top of which she knows our good detective, doesn't she?
Hold it!
Is there anyone else? Good point. He's practically celebrity. Yep, we did all of this. Making it all that more probable that she was the one who faked the dying message. And this is the last one. And by dying message, you mean the bloody letters? Yeah, we did this. So we've pressed them all. The main... Okay, so the main message about pressing then is surely related to getting the message about the key from this one. So, I mean, really logically, and I guess just the way that these games work, this key is the thing that we need to present somewhere, because we had to press to get this important piece of information and evidence. So we've got to use this somewhere. This can open every Everest door. It was stolen from the security office. But we already tried this. We tried it here, I think. But am I wrong that I didn't try it here? Or I didn't try it here. Did I try it here? Let's try it. No. No, yes, and then present.
Objection!
No. Okay, that's my 4th strike, oh my god. Intent is thievery. I mean, it doesn't feel like this is the one, but...
Objection!
I must object to your line of logic. Nope. Oh! It's... No. Man, it made me excited with that sound. No, oh my god, I'm halfway down. Alright, we've tried the key here. I mean, it just doesn't feel like it goes there. Then that leaves only Miss Bird as our prime. I'm so sure that we tried the key here first. On top of which, she knows our good detective, doesn't she? Making it all that more probable that she was the one who faked the dying message. And didn't we try the key here? The other thing that's occurring to me as I do this is maybe actually we needed to get that first press in order to trigger a second press, but now like a different message somewhere. But I feel like we have probably done most things. I feel like we have done most things after we already got that key message. Alright. I'm going to do what the game is telling me to do and actually think calmly here. Just feels to me like we have to use the key somewhere, but... Oh, hang on. Oh, I forgot about this. This is obviously my problem. I completely forgot about this dynamic. It's been too long. This is what happens when you take a couple of days break. It's the master key to every office in the building. Alright. I mean, I say that, but like... maybe there's actually nothing to look at. But yeah, have I looked at other things as well? Yeah, okay, maybe there is no... Oh, maybe I'm not rescued by rediscovering this dynamic. Okay. Zoom in, zoom out. That really doesn't do anything, does it? It's unlikely to do... I feel like that's unlikely to do anything at any point. Oh, hang on. No. I feel like I almost got a new thing there, but I don't think so. No, it's just this. Alright. Can we... No, that just gives us a picture. This one is also just a picture. have we actually looked at everything here? Ah, not everything, no. I think because when we looked at something, it triggered an event or something. I'm not sure, I can't remember. To think that it's so easy to take a life with just the pull of a trigger. You know, I can't ever see myself really liking guns. Oh, but I love the ones they use at track and field meets to start races. If you take off before it's fired, everybody always ends up following your lead. To chase you down for a false start, detective. Now that you mention it, even when I finish first, I always wind up in last place. Feels like that little horse is going to be important at some point, but... You can see what I'm trying to do. No, nothing there. So do we have... We've got everything here. We've got everything here. Alright. This is just an image. We can't do anything with this. Oh, have we looked at our badge yet? Cool. This badge's design is said to reflect the relentlessness and discipline of law enforcement. It comes from the authority vested in us as strict protectors of the law and executors of sentences, much like harsh winter frosts and blazing summer days. Very poetic. To wear it is to identify oneself as a prosecutor, but I have no interest in doing so. He's too cool for the badge. What have we got here? Oop. Each prosecutor's badge is engraved with the number of its owner on the back. Ah, this will... Something gonna come up with this badge then. Numbers. As if we're not human on the inside like everyone else. I love that he's offended by that. It's quite sweet. He is a sweetie pie, as we know. Okay, well, I think that we've looked at everything then. All right, let me get back to my dismal performance here. She does know our good detective. All right, hang on. We're trying to contest, I think, the fact that Ms. Bird is the only one that could open the door. But maybe it's intent. Should we present the gun then? Is it about the motive?
Objection!
No. Oh my god, Edgeworth, I'm so sorry. It's pretty obvious. Using the master key. It's usually lines like this that leave you open for presenting counter evidence, because they're mentioning quite specific things. From the messed up shelves to the wiped down safe. But we did present this already, right? We presented the gun. Present the dead body?
Objection!
Nope. Oh boy, I'm running out of options. I mean, the main thing that's going to happen is just that I'm embarrassing myself, which is happening anyway. If Detective Cumshoe is the one who opened the door. And let me just consider this again for a sec. We've presented this. We've presented... I don't think we presented the key for this one, did we? Oh, maybe we did. My memory. We've presented... I mean, this doesn't... Each prosecutor has one in their office. Only they know of them. Only they know of them? Could that be it?
Objection!
See? All... Game. Game. Thank you for humbling me. You were telling me over and over to just calmly consider the evidence carefully. And that's what I needed to do, was just actually make sure I was reading everything. Do you wish to continue insisting that Ms. Bird was set on stealing something? Oh, gosh. It's a good lesson to have early on. Why not? It's the truth after all. It was also by your logic that we came to the whole thievery conclusion anyway. That may be, but you must also be aware of the fact that the safe is a secret safe, the existence of which is only privy to prosecutors. I think it's also just that this is a very weak argument to me. I mean, like the same as it can't be impossible to imagine that somebody has copied a key. It can't be unthinkable that someone who's not a prosecutor, especially someone whose security might know of the existence of a safe. But that's fine. That's just, these are the lines of logic that we must traverse step by step through these games. But I'm just saying that's why it didn't really come to mind. He's undone by this line of logic. My God. I find it a little hard to believe that a hidden safe was a part of her cunning plan. But she could have found it by accident while she was turning everything else upside down. I highly doubt that. I'm really curious how he's going to argue this. I'd say the culprit knew exactly what they were looking for. After all, only the bookshelf and the safe were targeted. Chewing on his gold. Yeah, even I didn't know about that safe, pal. And that means there's no way Maggie could have known about it either. I don't think this way, Gumshoe. I want to make it clear that this is not my opinion, but I am just going to call attention to the fact that a lot of people think you're a little bit silly at times, so I'm not sure how strong that argument is to these people. It is to me, to these people. Then are you proposing that the killer is a prosecutor? Sweat. Interesting conclusion. That's definitely looking more and more probable. This guy's good. I think it's so funny in these games when people have zero poker face. Especially given his profession. What's wrong, prosecutor? Do you have a different suspect in mind now? Curses! Why? What made you? He's broken so quickly. He's broken so easily, like a little twig. What's the angry face all of a sudden? It's all my fault. What do you mean? It's Jim. He knew about the existence of the secret safes. What did you just say? We were partners, like inseparable conjoined twins. I don't think that's how most partners are. That's why I told him. I filled him in on the secret safes. Then that means... Yeah, I know. I had only just told him too. Obviously it was wrong of me to tell him. I still can't quite believe it. But that thief who broke into your room was probably Jim. Now he's claiming that the victim was the thief. And you were simply trying to stop him, weren't you? Miss Maggie Bird. Excuse me? She doesn't look very, surprised. I mean, you are a security guard, right? That's your job. But killing is going a bit too far, even in your risky profession. What the? You're still accusing Maggie of the murder? Yes and no. I mean, she had stumbled upon Jim, who had probably drawn his gun. I get it. It was self-defense, wasn't it? No, I couldn't. I could never do something like that. Not even as a security guard, sir. Plus, even if he was the thief, he wouldn't have a key to this office. Which is precisely why he had to steal it, wouldn't you say? I can't argue. I can't argue with this. It was Jim who stole the master key. Pretty impossible for a supposedly stolen key to be here with us. Unless you retrieved it from Jim after you killed him. Mr. Portsman, are you honestly accusing your own partner of being a thief? I don't want to admit it, but it's the only way for everything else to make sense. Has he no honor? Now then, I think we're done here. The investigation waits for no man. Would you people be so kind as to see yourselves out? Who is this guy? You can't kick us out. This is Mr. Edgeworth's office. But I'm the one who's been assigned to this case. You are all suspects to varying degrees and therefore ineligible to run this show. Edgeworth, do something. Do something with your little lifty finger there. Listen, pal, how many times do I have to say this? Maggie can't be the culprit. Detective Gumshoe, calm yourself. Oh, he looks like he's kind of stroking him with his finger. But sir, we have no choice but to accommodate his request. For now. Can't I explore this room a little more? I'm not finished. I should have looked at the inconsequential things first. It's hard to predict sometimes. I thought I would have the opportunity to look at everything. Oh, well, I'm sure it's not the last time I'll be in this office, but it might be the last time that I see some of these things. Haha, thank you. Thank you, Mr. Edgeworth. At least one of you understands. Now then, if you could remove yourself from my crime scene, I'd be most grateful. Mark my words, Mr. Portsman. We will meet again. If that's a formal request from the legendary prosecutor himself, then I suppose so. Now don't disappoint me, you hear? Oh man, we're in trouble. We're in trouble. Not just because I did really badly at that last interrogation. But, yeah, we didn't even finish looking at the room. I mean, it'll be fine, but, you know, I really wanted to, and I would have liked to have gotten all of the information. Great. Oh, hang on. I thought we would go... There we go. 4 a.m. 4:18 a.m. Prosecutor's building, 12th floor, hallway. Basketball for some reason. Oh, that's her hat that she's been scrunching up. That's her security guard hat. And the security guard hat also has a feather in it. So hang on, is her... sorry to like not even get started here, but like is her... That's clearly like a formal uniform hat. That's a security guard hat. And yet her jacket that also has these feathers in it, that is not a security guard jacket. That is a casual street jacket. Oh, hey Pixel. That was my little fluffy channel sponsor Pixel jumping up, walking around the laptop, and then jumping down. So if you heard a budum, that was him. Alright, anyway, I'm so curious about how these feathers are going to come into it. What is it with that prosecutor? I can't believe how rude he was. It was unbelievable. Please maintain your professionalism, detective. I'm going to find some real solid evidence proving Maggie's innocence. You'll see, sir. But we've been kicked out of the crime scene, sir. True. So then, what now? Looks like my life's fallen into yet another gigantic ditch. Oh, poor thing. It's true. Do not despair, Miss Bird. We can overcome this as well. There are many other places and things we should be looking into anyway. Hey? Really, sir? For example, this hallway. Why is there a basketball here? The linchpin of his argument against Miss Bird is related to the master key. In that case, this hallway is the perfect place to look for more information regarding the mystery surrounding my door. Begin investigation. Here we go. We got some walk around time. Well... Oh, yes. What's this guy's name in English? I don't know. We'll find out. What is a basketball doing here? It's the obvious question. That's Mr. Portsman's prized possession. Oh, of course. He's the sports guy. I heard he also plays soccer, dodgeball, and even tennis. And not a single one of those sports is suitable to be played in a hallway. But this is your office. Like, surely you've seen this before, right? Has he only just set this up? What is a basketball hoop doing here? Hey, didn't this used to be just outside next to the building a long time ago? So maybe it has just been moved recently, conspicuously. So when and why was it moved indoors? You're asking all the right questions, Edgeworth. I don't remember exactly, but I saw one of the officers drag it up here recently. Drag it? I heard that it wouldn't fit in the elevator, so the poor guy had to bring it himself. But you mean up the stairs? All the way up to the 12th floor? that seems like important information, honestly. I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious-looking nook and cranny. Good. I'm glad. Because look at this. This is so badly hidden. Oh, no. Oh, I'm not... Like, what I was gonna make a joke about, like, you know, like, the first case is always being easy to solve, and yet I can't, you know, like, we can't ignore the fact that I just absolutely humiliated myself not getting that interrogation back there in the first scene. It's isn't this that missing O series file, sir? No doubt about it. The bloody letters mark it as clear as day. There seems to be a few pages missing. Oh, I see. So right. So it's like a plastic sleeve sort of folder. Okay. Our thief took only what was necessary and left the rest behind. So what are these O files about, sir? Or 0 files? Oh, I can't remember now. I guess they've got something worth stealing in them, huh? Not particularly. It's just a collection of court case files. However, it's just a collection of court case files? Like, Edgeworth, surely you of all people can understand how something like this might be exactly the sort of thing that somebody might want to steal. The cases within these files are not mine. Oh. Huh? They belong to the High Prosecutor that used to occupy my current office. I have my reasons, but let's just say I was charged with keeping them as they were. Then that means the thief must have also wanted the file for a specific reason, right? It would seem so. Only the pages related to that case from 10 years ago are missing. 10 years ago. So, I mean, is this his father? Like I don't know what the character's name in English is, but yeah, if you know, you know. But then not necessarily the case. He wouldn't have necessarily gone into the same office. But yeah, 10 years ago. It could be just someone we don't know. You know, I don't know whose office he would be in. I wonder why anyone would care about such an old case. 10 years ago is not that long in the world of crime. Hang on, have we got this now? We don't. Oh, we do. Let me take a look at this. Oh, it's not gonna let me. It's not even gonna let me investigate anything here. Can't you give me some more information about this? His predecessor. A well-crafted, high-quality sofa for visitors. The stitching is excellent. Talk about a luxury waiting area. These babies are also great for napping, you know. You would sleep even out here, detective, in a hallway? I think a lot of people would, right? Whenever I do, I always wind up dreaming about giving testimony up on the stand. But it always ends the same way, me getting trounced by a lawyer. Isn't that awful? Maybe I should give it a try sometime, to envision myself winning, naturally. Alright, that's it. Can we look at the door? 1202. I won't rest until I've inspected every... Okay, you're going to say that every time. Let's look at our 1202. These 4 numbers on the number plate alone proclaim this to be my office. Whoops. Hey, these number plates slide right out, sir. Alright, well that seems like a very important thing to reveal, because obviously somebody can swap the number plates to make somebody break into the, you know, the office that they didn't intend to break into. So you can kind of manufacture a crime out of another crime. That's interesting. It's interesting, and it reminds me of oh, that was a very loud motorbike in the background. And it reminds me of another game I won't mention. Whoops, hey, these number plates slide right out, sir. Another game that has a similar but much more intense vibe, I'll just say, but in terms of the gameplay style, similar. They have to be able to take the plate off when a room becomes vacant, you know? Although, the idea that it can be so easily removed is kind of, suspicious, I think is the word you're looking for. Ayashi. I don't see any signs of forced entry. And according to the guard, no signs that the lock was picked either, sir. Meaning that the door really was opened with a key. Did you happen to ask if any prints were lifted from the doorknob? Apparently the doorknob's clean as a whistle. Wiped, they think. Whoever this thief is, they did a good job of not leaving any clues behind. They did the most basic of things. A minimalist yet classy door made of top quality wood. It's sturdily made, making it near impossible to break in by force. It's almost majestic, sir. I wish I could be as stately as this door. Only Gumshoe would praise a door as something greater than himself. Being a detective has its own rewards, with a certain virtue and a certain virtuous value, I think. If you live up to your full potential, that's a poignant trait that anyone can admire. I do like that he, ultimately he is someone who, like Phoenix, ultimately is someone who very much takes the job seriously and has values that he holds dear in the profession. I see. So you're saying, sir, that me being me is the best thing I can do for everyone? Oh, yeah, that's so nice, Gumshoe. Right. That long pause wasn't exactly reassuring, sir. Alright. I think that's all we've got here. Can we move further down the hallway? I guess let's start talking to what seems like the least important person. Is everything alright? Yes, sir. If you must know, I weighed myself this morning, and I'm finally at 154 pounds. I don't know how much pounds is. I'm Australian. We use kilos in the metric system. I've never understood pounds. Congratulations, but I was asking about this hallway in this room. Oh, everything's okay, sir. Whoops, how embarrassing for me. A word of advice, stay focused or you may start to lose even more weight. Whoa, what does that mean? Alright, oh my god, let's talk to... this guy's called Payne in English, isn't he? It looks like you're in quite the pinch, Mr. Edgeworth. To be sure, a murder within the walls of the prosecutor's office is no trifling matter. The reason I know that is because I think one of the, maybe the only game of this series that I have played in English is Ace Attorney Chronicles, and I think it more or less has this same character in it in a certain way. So I think he was called Payne. To be sure, a murder within the walls of the prosecutor's office is no trifling matter. We must find, apprehend, and punish the killer accordingly post-haste. Sounds like a messy case you've got on your hands. If you ever feel lost or need some advice, my door is always open. I wonder if he means that literally. I wonder if we actually are going to have to go into his office, and maybe that was the intended office for the crime or something. How gracious. I will keep your offer in mind. Oh, I like his little bow. Who is this guy again? He doesn't even know. That's hilarious. He's your colleague. To be honest, I don't think that reflects very well on Edgeworth. This office. 1203, 1203. Hey Maggie, whose room is this again? It's Mr. Portsmouth's, sir. Okay, alright. So potentially Jim, Air Thief, did intend to come into Mr. Portsman's office. But if they're partners, wouldn't he know what where this guy's office was? Anyway, as you can see, I'm throwing out all kinds of things here, but it's really fun. It's really fun to anticipate like where these stories are going to go. I wonder if the intended thing here was for Jim to break into this office. But I'm just thinking this through, but then even if that were the case, he wouldn't be able to use the key, would he? He would have to use a different key. So maybe he did use a different key, and maybe this key is a red herring. And that's why this file has been just laid so, carelessly immediately right outside the office because this Portsman guy here has panicked and tried to concoct a crime, in the moment and done a very bad job at it, which is kind of what I would expect for first trial. Okay, so here's my new neighbor, I see. Oh, new neighbor! So maybe that's why he dragged the basketball hoop in here. Okay, that makes a little bit more sense. I suppose he moved in while I was away overseas. No? Nobody gonna answer my question? Okay, alright, let's talk to Maggie. I was wondering if I may speak with you for a bit concerning this case. I've always been a big fan of the courtroom, but this is like a dream where I'm being cross-examined by the Miles Edgeworth. It's all of our dreams, Maggie, it is. I can't let this chance pass me by. I must remember to ask her about the master key. I should jog her memory by showing my notes to her with X. Thank you for jogging my memory, Edgeworth. The victim. Have you ever met the victim before? Well, I've seen him a couple of times before when I had to go to Mr. Portsman's office. Mr. Faith was, so the victim has been at Mr. Portsman's office before. Mr. Faith was always playing basketball with Mr. Portsman, sir. That sounds like fun. Just once, I'd have loved to have played with them. It sounds fun, but the only person ever taking a shot was Mr. Portsman. All Mr. Faith ever did was pass him the ball, sir. On second thought, I don't think I'd have fit in that well with them. Yeah, also one of them has murdered the other, and he accused you, and he accused the woman that you love, so yeah, maybe not so fun. Miss Maggie Barrett, correct? I take it that you are an acquaintance of the detective. It's always interesting when someone has been involved in a lot of Ace Attorney cases and also games episodes previously, and yet two characters for which that's true for both of them don't really know each other, and you're like, what? But we're all one big happy family. Like, how do you guys not know each other? She was under my supervision back when she was still on the force, sir. So it just makes me think Edgeworth is probably going to be at least initially unaware of their dangling romance. One day she got caught up in a murder and things started going downhill, so she quit. But I owe a lot to Detective Gumshoe for introducing me to my current employer. Or so I thought, until a few hours ago. Right before I was about to clock out for the night. You got caught up in this whirlwind of a case, correct? Don't worry, my whole life has been nothing but a whirlwind of bad luck and failures. No, she still feels that way, even after all this time, even after we've saved her multiple times. Since I was 6 months old, when I fell from the 9th floor of my apartment building. I don't think we knew this. I've been hit by all sorts of vehicles, gotten sick from all sorts of foods, failed at almost every test I've taken, experienced almost every kind of disaster. Wow. Maybe I'm thinking just with these little drops of information, especially about falling from the building, that maybe she is going to be an important person through the narrative of this whole game. And now I even managed to be named a criminal, just when I've become a security guard. And you didn't even mention all of the other stuff that we know where you've been named a criminal. That's a lot to go through in one lifetime. I know! And just when I thought I'd finally found my happiness, I wind up getting you and Detective Gumshoe involved in my bad luck. You don't need to worry about me, Miss Bird. Nor do you need to worry about yourself. I will solve this case and prove your innocence. All I ask in return is for your cooperation. He's so cool. Yes, sir, Mr. Edgeworth. You can count on me. I'll do all I can to help. Great. So, let's present We're going to present the key, aren't we? Let's get a little bit more information here. Oh, no, wrong button. It even told me. It's like, press X. Rebecca, press A. So when did you discover that the master key was missing? By the time I realised it, I think it was around 1 a.m, sir. And I noticed it was back at around 2:30 a.m. It was just sitting there on the ledge where the security room's reception window is. But I'm sure that between those two times, it was not just gone, but stolen, sir. Let me say that in green. Why is such an important key stored in such an insecure place? It's not like that, sir. We always keep the key further inside the room, away from the window. Always, you say? Except for this time, correct? Well, I admit that was a bit careless, but I had my reasons. I left it out because I was sort of using it at the time. It was after I had used it that I left it sitting on the ledge. I mean, that was careless. That's so unbelievably careless of the one place to leave it where that would be the most careless and the most the most problematic. She used the master key? Oh, I'm so silly. I forgot that this was a master key, not just the key to this office. Okay, well, disregard something that I said earlier of thinking that this was the key to this office. Yeah, okay. So in fact, yes, this key could have been used to open Portsmouth's. It could have been stolen intending to open Portsman's office. Great. Used the master key? What did you mean by use the master key? Oh, I had to use it to open the door for this prosecutor who had forgotten his key. She put her hat on. But we can only see one feather. But that doesn't mean anything necessarily. I mean, it's my job as a security guard, right? Ah. What is it? What is it? That's right. I just remembered the prosecutor who forgot his key. Maggie, thank you, because this is the perfect cliffhanger to end the episode on. So yeah, it feels so exciting. Like we're fully getting going with this first case. We've made it kind of through the first scene, and now we're going deeper into the investigation. I'm really enjoying how this is all unfolding. I'm also conscious of the fact that once again I'm ending this episode, and we'll be beginning the next episode on a silent note. So I find it slightly disconcerting when you lose the music in this game. Like it's always such a big feature of the game, you know, until there's a moment. But turns out a moment is a really nice way to finish this episode, because we're about to get an interesting reveal. I'm so interested in what that reveal is. Maybe you know, but maybe you're interested in me getting this reveal. Anyway, you know how this works. It's a blind playthrough. So thank you so much for watching. And I mean, I don't think I need to say this to anyone who's watching, a blind playthrough of an Ace Attorney game. But I'm super, super, super excited for everyone following along with this playthrough. You know, we all... If you're here, you love these games, you know, and I love these games. So we're all just having a great time together. And I would love if anyone is inclined to, you know, give any of these videos a like or to subscribe to the channel. But also very much if anybody, you know, wants to leave a comment or anything like that. The only thing I will say is, of course, this is a totally blind playthrough. So as I said, I don't think I need to say this to anyone watching these games, but just make sure that you're not giving me any extra game information, because the whole thing is not having any idea what's coming, not having any idea about any game information that's important, or even not even that important, because it's so... You know, the fun of this is having it unfold in front of you, and particularly for it to unfold in front of me, and for you to watch me get things right sometimes and get things wrong sometimes, and also just to let you know like what I'm wondering as I'm going. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode. I'm so excited to keep going.